One, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the press corps. With me, I have our Managing Director, Shelley Lehman, Managing Director, Nadir Wade, and Managing Director, Azim Khan. As you know, we had a significant event here at Belco this afternoon. Managing Director, Nadir Wade, will now provide you with an update.
Good afternoon, everyone. At our 5 p.m. update, I'd like to say that we did suffer an island-wide outage, as many will be aware. At this particular time, we do not know the cause of the outage. We do have our teams working on it. Our engineers and our operational teams have been deployed and are actively working to restore. At this particular time, we do have some of our customers restored, and we'll continue to work on that process. What's important for our customers to know at this particular time, I'll start with life safety. We have had no reported injuries in terms of personnel as well as from the public sphere. We would also like to notify customers that have any health or medical issues to please be mindful and if necessary, and they have life-saving equipment or situation that's necessary, to please report to the King Edward Memorial Hospital in order to be able to get the services that are required in terms of life-saving equipment and services. Also, as we go through our restoration, we're going to go through this systematically, make sure that life safety is taken into account, first and paramount. Also, we'd like to tell our customers to beware of sensitive electrical equipment as we begin to restore our customers, to which we have begun. We want to say to disconnect any sensitive equipment to ensure that any equipment is not damaged. But at this time, again, we have no updated information in terms of the cause of the outage. Our teams continue to work hard and we'll continue to give updated information as required. But for us, our teams take this incident very seriously. We're working hard and diligently to restore as many customers as quickly as possible, but we are mindful that this is a systematic process. It will be a process that takes some time. Please be patient with us as we continue to restore our customers in the most safe and pragmatic way that we can.
If I can just add, the question is how has this happened? After this event, we do something or undertake a process that is called a root cause analysis. A root cause analysis is where we systematically look and we do a deep dive as to what happened, and we are required to give that to the regulator. We have notified the CEO of the RA of this incident, as is our requirement in law. I would now like to ask or invite the Minister of National Security to come forward. The Minister of National Security, he was concerned and he reached out to us, and I'm going to invite him to answer any questions that you might have.
Good afternoon, everyone. Before we get started, I'd just like to implore the public to stay up the road so that emergency vehicles can get to and fro as is needed to help us get back to normal as quickly as possible. And also to remind the public that 911 is operational, so any emergency issues that may occur, they could dial 911.
Ladies and gentlemen, are there any questions?
Mr. Weeks, what are your immediate thoughts about this outage and the response to it?
Well, the response that I see from Belco is excellent, actually, and it's not much more I could add until they give me another update.
Mr. Nadir, can you, I know this investigation has obviously just begun. It's going to be a while before you get perhaps final results, but is it known where the issue took place? Was it one of the older generators, the new generator, or somewhere else in between?
At this particular time, our teams are investigating all scenarios, looking at all equipment in terms of looking at the cause, but our priority is also simultaneously to restore. But when we have that information, we'll be able to synthesize it, analyze it, and be able to understand it better. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself before I have all the details, and before my team has all the details as they go methodically through each system. Before any other questions, I also want to make a point to customers. Please, it's not required for you to call us at this particular time. We know you're out in order to keep the lines open for emergency services and emergency situations. We just ask that you keep our lines clear. And again, please be patient with us, and we we are apologetic for the inconvenience.
How does the restoration process start? From what end of the island? Central, east, west? How does the process
Does anyone
start?
talk to that?
Yep. Okay, so systematically, we've got to start first with getting generation back before we can start look at giving power back to our customers. So in terms of the first stage, we have to look at bringing our gen sets back online, which is Nadir's side of the business. Once we start bringing on the generators, then we can start focusing on the network. We have to go out first, take a look at our substations, make sure that there is no damage to any of the equipment out there, and then we can start bringing circuits back online. Obviously, we have priorities in terms of critical infrastructure. So we take a look at, for example, the city of Hamilton, we take a look at things like the hospital, and we will start looking at energizing circuits from there. So it's not a case of looking at east to west or anything like that. We've got to first look at the gen sets, as I said, then we start looking at the grid to make sure that that's safe and make sure that it's balanced. It's a very long, arduous process to make sure we find that right balance with the grid.
Can you put a time frame to when the old line will be back online?
Unfortunately, I don't want to give you a time frame at this stage. What I will say is we have to do things methodically, and we have to make sure that everyone is patient with us while we go through this process, because it will take some time.
Are there any further questions?
We see that the southern stack is soot coming out of it and nothing out of the north stack, the new north power station. Is that an indication of
If I can answer that.
running?
I think our managing director, Mr. Wade, summed it up. I know everyone wants to get to the root cause. No one more than us here at Belco. And so what we're doing, if you look at our network and our grid, we're going to do it systematically. And as I said, there's something called the root cause analysis. And once we have the information, we're going to put it in a document and give it to the regulator. So it just would not be wise right now for us to prognosticate or to guess as to what went on. This is a process where we have engineers, and their job is to go through this, look at it, look at the network, make sure that everything is looked at precept upon precept, and then make public statements.
So our crews were around the back there. We didn't see anything out of the normal, but there were unconfirmed reports of a fire potentially in the area. Can you confirm that at all?
I cannot confirm that. Again, I think it would be untoward for us to discuss anything that is taking place. Oftentimes, we have to do certain things that are precautionary. And so what the team is doing now is we're having a complete assessment of our entire grid, all of our assets. And once we have a complete assessment of all of our assets, then we want to start bringing up generation and then bringing on different parts one step at a time. So I don't think that it will make sense, or it is in the best interest of the public to guesstimate at this time.
You said that some customers have had restored power. Can you speak to what number or percentage?
Cannot. Again, what we want to do right now, we want to make sure that everyone is safe and that the network is indeed fit for purpose. And as the team does that, people will be coming on. We're going to give updates every hour, and as the night progresses, we will be able to give you specific numbers. We have our Belco page. People can go on belco.bm and they can see in real time what is going on. We have outage maps, and as things start coming back on, people go online to the outage map and see as they become activated in real time.
If I can just add, Wayne, as well, I just want to give a message to the public as well, just doubling down on being patient with us. This process is a long, painstaking process in terms of bringing generating units back online and then subsequently going out and bringing the network back up. As a result, we may have customers that may get power back for a period of time and then may lose power. So just be patient. It is a process. We have to make sure, to Wayne's point, and what I said earlier, we have to make sure that the network is balanced, that it is stable, and sometimes that takes time, and we may have to bring circuits on and off throughout this process.
Last question. Do you have your full contingency of staff on for the next
I could say all hands are on deck. This is of top priority for everyone here at Belco is restoration for our customers.
We'll be back at